Hi everyone, my name is Sanjay and I'm a co-creator of Take Two. Today is a very significant day for me. I completed 15 years today of having done my very first workshop as a consultant, and I had done 15 years of work inside a corporation in various business roles before that. So 15 years inside and now 15 years outside a corporation, out of employment but self-employed. And it isn't only a story of self-employment but of self-re-engineering in the last 15 years, not only in the outer science of skills and work that I do, but also some of the private spaces of relationships, been through two marriages, breaking down, been through a lot of challenges in terms of figuring out who am I, what are my struggles, why is it that despite a lot of success and achievement, I find myself in a place that has a lot of pain. Um, I was reflecting over these 15 years today, and there are two words that stood out for me: honoring and temptation, and they are very connected. Uh, I think that I've done three kinds of honoring to keep my take to going. Um and there were temptations attached to each of the three. Uh, the very first honoring that I did was of myself. 15 years in the corporate world, when I was feeling a lot of sense of achievement, all the boxes ticked that the society told me to do. Yet I wasn't feeling fulfilled. So here I am in January 2006, where I chose to leave without knowing where am I headed next, because I honored this call within, which told me that this doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me anymore, and there's something more that's meant for me. And honoring that calling, I think, has been a very, very significant part of shaping who I am today. Then came the honoring of all the struggles that I talked about, and eventually leading to honoring some of the strengths and talents and potential that I had within me, which was hidden or which was suppressed because the trying to fit in and trying to achieve status as people wanted around me had become the norm for me for the major part of my life. So honoring my strengths and talents and potential that was really about me came next, and I continue this journey of honoring really continues of honoring myself and my feelings, my desires. Um the temptation during this honoring, of course, was often to fall back to the old identities, whether it be in terms of work or relationships or finances or status. There was the temptation was also to look for something predictable, um, but these temptations really had to be confronted to be able to continue honoring the true self that kept seemed to keep emerging. And the interesting thing is, it's a journey of no return. Really, once you go down that path, is what I discovered. Because once you see the truth and once you learn to live the truth, it's hard to go back to anything else. The second honoring I did was of people who appeared in my life. As I went on this journey of honoring myself, several institutions, several methodologies, several frameworks appeared in my life, but obviously they all appeared through some certain people. And honoring their voice and listening to their voice has been one of the most rewarding part of my life. I'm extremely grateful for people who showed up in my life, who believed in me, who supported me, who challenged me. There are times who people appeared in my life when I would wonder why are they in my life. So they caused a lot of pain. But now when I look back, if they hadn't appeared in my life, then I wouldn't have learned the lessons that were actually important for me, myself, and my take two of life really to happen. Uh, the temptation there again in was to maybe just go back to the comfort zone. Friends, family that I've always known, and stick with the familiar, and go by what their expectation is, what their thinking is. But I'm glad I stepped out simply because it engaging with all this diversity, engaging with this newness, really served as the five elements that kind of nurtured my take two. The third honoring I believe I did was, which has been something that's happening in the last 4 5 years, is a recognition that I'm part of a larger pattern of life. We are all connected at certain level, and everything that happens in the system around us. COVID being an example, I think the most visible one right now, that everything that happens in the system affects us, each one of us very, very closely. So my attention has gone on to patterns of life, systemic challenges, issues like discrimination, marginalization, whether it be internal or external. Uh, and the way I've honored that is to create spaces for dialogue, safe spaces really for dialogue amongst people around this, so that they can discover themselves more, so that they can show up themselves more, and really claim their potential, and really claim their identities that they want to live by. Take Two is one such space. I've also honored it by holding some informal circles for men in terms of exploring what masculinity and being men mean today. I have been lately, been engaging and intrigued by the whole LGBT community, and diversity in that sense. So honoring some of these systemic um, challenges has been a great path to sustain my six take two, because it engages me with the world. It gives me a sense of purpose, and it keeps giving me a new set of challenges that I need to go after, and grows me in the process. The temptation, of course, could be to just go back to the predictable. So as a consultant, yes, I do paid work, and the paid work can take care of me, and I can continue doing that. But some of these themes, I believe, are much more important and deserve a lot more effort, and they may be non-remunerative often and take a lot of effort, but they're worthwhile. But they're really worthwhile, because somewhere when you engage with the system, uh, it comes back to you in many, many ways, and that's a faith that I have developed over a period of time. So that's a lot. That's about my take two and my learnings from my last 15 years. I'm very, very grateful to those of you who may join our Take Two program, or otherwise who've been in my life. Thank you for being present. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for pushing me. Uh, and I really look forward to the next 15 years, with a lot of excitement, a lot of learning, and with a desire to see myself and the world in a better place.